Hey guys, what is going on? This is Blue. Welcome everyone to Saturday Night Show Matches. I am your host today, Blue, and I am joined by none other than STyL.
Hello everyone.
Now what's going on, guys? How we all doing tonight? It's a pleasure to be here casting once again. So tonight for you guys, we are going to have Team LGS versus Team Smooth. This will be a best of 5, and hopefully we'll have some other scrims after that as well. But these are two new teams, so be sure to give them your best support possible. They're making their introduction into the scene today, so let's give them their best. And STyL, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, let's start the pregame show. All right, and we're gonna move right over. We have Team Smooth over on the red team, and Team. Whoops, I forgot to change that actually because I got the team name wrong. LGS, IDR. Don't ask me how I got that wrong.
Right. Yeah, that's way off.
That's better. Alright, so anyway, let's take a look first at Team Smooth. Freya Kai is the first member for Team Smooth over on the red side, running with 7 runes of the Scholar, short bow, dagger, pistol, a berserker's amulet, and his traits are going to be 0, 30, 30, 10. Choosing to take Hidden Killer, 100% crit chance, wall, and stealth. It's going to allow him to do a lot of damage, and I believe from the stuff coming out of his ability, he's going to be jumping around a lot, jumping into stealth a lot today. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he plays that out, as well as he will gain regeneration while in stealth. So somewhat more of a passive build, but however, it still looks like it can deal a pretty decent amount of damage. It is an interesting choice nonetheless. Over to Rallid Flower Corpse, interesting name, who kneels before me as I switch to his camera. Is going to be running with 6 runes of the Soldier, no rune on his water filter, a sword shield, and then a hammer. So a pretty usual choice for this map. Hammer is going to allow him to keep control over Clock Tower, and the sword is going to, again, allow him to stay on that point. He's going to use a Cleric's Amulet, and his build will be 0, 0, 10, 30, 30. This is a very defensive Guardian build that we see a lot of Guardians using. It's going to allow him to take a lot of damage, and he'll be able to tank a lot of that stuff. Again, we are seeing this more and more often as the meta progresses, but he's also chosen to take Consecrated Ground here, which is going to allow him to have a range shot on his Sanctuary there. Over to Quark X, the Necromancer, actually. His build is very interesting. Actually, we were taking a look at it a second ago, but it looks like he's going to be running Wells, actually. A Well of Darkness, which is going to pulse blindness in the area, as well as a Well of Power, which is going to sort of flip boons and conditions around between enemies and allies. Looking at his stuff, he's got 7 runes of Nightmare, Scepter, Dagger, and a Staff. His build, 0, 30, 20, 0, 20. So it looks like he's going for a pretty team-based oriented build here. Can you agree, STyL?
Yeah, definitely. He increased the range, they made his marks unblockable, and then it made it so that the area of them is larger, and then he's got increased in curses, so condition damage. So yeah, definitely team fighting.
Definitely going to be hurting the team fights against the other team, so it's going to be very interesting to see how blue team adjusts, maybe choosing to focus them instead of the Freya Kai, which would be a usual target. So pretty solid team comp that I'm seeing so far. Let's take a look at Twisted Images here. We looked at him before, and the first thing that came to mind here is Sword Pistol instead of Sword Focus. After the nerf a while back, we saw a lot of Mesmers going for Sword Focus, which is going to allow them to use CC, but it seems he's prioritizing damage here by taking the pistol, as well as running a Greatsword. So a very offensive Mesmer here with 7 runes of Divinity, Berserker's Amulet, and his build 20, 20, 0, 0, 30. So while it is a Shatter build, he seems to be prioritizing straight up damage over some of the control that the Focus might offer him. Finally, for Team Smooth here, moving on to Sonic Screwdriver. He's going to be running with 6 runes of the Nightmare, Pistol, a Rampager's Amulet. His utilities will be Elixir B, Grenade Kit, and Elixir R, and his traits 30, 10, 0, 30. So HGH, a very high damage build. Pretty easy to focus in my opinion, but a very strong damage build nonetheless. So STyL, what do you think we got going over here for Team Smooth?
Smooth. Let's see. Well, I mean, like, I see a focus on that damage from the Mesmer, and then that marks from the Necromancer being, they're going to really try to, in my opinion, go on an offensive and do those team fights together and such that they're able to come out of those team fights ahead rather than complete defensive. But not to mention, though, that the Guardian does, of course, have the hammer and the shield. So I like the roles that they have. That's very cut and dry. And so I don't know. I like to see how it works out.
Interesting. So let's take a look now at Team LGS. By the way, guys, the other guy casting with me today is STyL from Guild Source.
Hello. Woo!
Let's move over to Team LGS now. Take a look at skill abuse, the Mesmer for this team. Instead of Great Sword, we are going to be seeing a staff. However, we are seeing Sword Pistol again. So pretty big emphasis on, whoa, that's a banner. Pretty big emphasis on pistols today, running with 6 runes of air. So a much more defensive build, but again, choosing the pistol for a little bit more damage, an interesting choice. Traits, again, are going to be pretty much the same exact thing we saw over on Team Smooth, 2020-0030. Be a very shatter-focused build. A lot of damage, but with this build running with staff as well as these rune choices, it definitely seems to be a little bit more of a passive build. Grochaton, the Guardian over here, will be running with 7 runes of the Soldier, Scepter Shield, and Mace Focus. So possibly we might not be seeing him focus on mid, like considering these weapon choices right here. He's going to be using a Cleric's Amulet, and over to his build running with 0, 0, 20, 30, 20. Another interesting choice as well. We do usually see on these high defense Guardians them going 0, 0, 10, 30, 30, but he has chosen to throw those extra 10 points into Valor to get himself that boost to his shield, as well as this Virtue of Courage when he recharges when he rallies, and take 10 points away from Virtues. So very interesting to see how that's going to play out. I might see him play side points instead of midpoint. However, that is to be told. On to the only warrior in this match. Oh my God, how do we pronounce this?
Gogoldubus.
Gogoldubus. Okay, Gogoldubus, the warrior here who is dancing for us right now, will be running on his armor 6 runes of Lissa, a great sword, an axe and a shield, as well as a berserker's amulet. Over to his traits. Keep in mind he has chosen to use Healing Surge here, instead of what we see most warriors using with the one that removes 2 conditions on heal. I can't recall the name of it off the top of my head. His traits are he's going to be taking 20 points into strength to increase his greatsword damage, 20 points into arms, 0 points in defense, 10 points in tactics, which is going to allow him to keep a little bit more control over his targets, as well as 20 points into discipline. Interesting choice here, choosing to not take the extra 10 points into discipline like we see a lot of warriors, especially on NA, doing now, where they would take the 10 points in order to get the new destruction of the empowered trait, and in order to really focus down HGH, NGs, and Bunker Guardians there. So it's going to be pretty, and he left. They don't like me showing them with their builds.
The Goldibus has left the building.
Goldibus has left the building. Well, take a look at him there. Alakashi. Where did he go, actually? That's interesting. And by the way, guys, we are simulcasting this today in German. So head over to twitch.tv/Gianji to check that out. Those are all J's, by the way, no, not G's. Gianji, J-I-A-N-J-I, I believe is the actual thing. So go ahead over to check that out. Finally, however, Alakashi, 6 runes of the Nightmare. And this build's pretty interesting. Right, Zale? We saw this before.
Yes, absolutely. This is a
throwback.
blast from the past.
Yeah. This is something I think I used to run back in, like, Beta Weekend 3. Using the Shortbow, Axe, and Warhorn with a Rabbit Amulet. And then look at these traits, guys. 20, 20, 30. So he's going to be using still 40 points of Boulder Survival to get that survivability from his pets. But he's using interesting pet choices as well here. And those aren't the right pet choices. He does have a I forget what these pets are called. He does have this pet here. So it's going to be actually do a lot of damage. A lot of people don't get it going. Hold on a second. And anyway, the rest of his build, he's going to be using Sharpening Stone when his build reaches 75%. His trap skills are going to be a little bit larger. Interesting choice in these traits here. Going to go for that extra 10 points of skirmishing just for that one trait. However, his build is entirely focused on bleeds. And thank you, Lord Rowland, for correcting me there. It is a Devourer that we're looking at here. So it's going to be a complete bleed stacking build. He's looking to go for 25 stacks of bleeds as fast as he possibly can. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out for him. And last but not least, Zale, if you want to go over it, we have Shido Stars here, the Elementalist.
Yep. As far as runes goes, he's going full Scholar. So he's getting a lot of damage and crit from that, but not to say that he is going to be doing full damage, because he's definitely going a support type build with the going in traits in the heavy attunement to water and arcane. So he's going to be buffing a lot with arcane. He's going to be removing conditions with water. I don't know I don't know if this is completely standard. Maybe you can tell me. The 10-point trait in water is vital striking. So he's going to be dealing more damage when he's full HP. Do you think is that more normal? He's relying that he's going to be full HP basically.
I don't think so. I think he's more banking on the fact that he's an Ellie, so he can generally keep it in that area. It's actually a pretty safe bet in my choice.
Yeah,
or in
and
my
his traits,
opinion.
he's going Lightning Flash and Mist Form, so he's going to be kiting around a lot. He just got Arcane Wave so that he can capitalize that because he's got all the points in Arcane. So
And now,
I don't know if he's going to go Scepter Dagger or Dagger or what he's doing, because he's got a staff right now for buffs, of course.
and now, like, and now this, I would agree with the choice more for Vital Striking as well, the combination of the runes here, if he had chosen to do Ether Renewal instead of Signet of Restoration. But the thing with him taking Signet of Restoration, and I believe he is going to be going Dagger, he just showed that to us, thank you very much, Shittlestars. So if he had chosen Ether Renewal, I think it would have been a bit safer choosing those runes. But however, this is his build, so we are going to see it play out. And again, I am nowhere near an expert on Ellie, so I really can't comment on that too much.
Yeah, the question is, because he's Dagger, he's going to be in range that damage, so can he, stay alive large enough? He does have the utility trace for it, so looking forward to it.
But as he is doing DD, this actually is a little bit more standard than we would have originally thought. If he had chosen Scepter Dagger, it would have been a bit unorthodox rather. But just choosing its Dagger, this is actually pretty normal for what we're seeing. So cancel everything we just said.
Righteous.
Okay. So Blue Team's Warrior does have a bug at the moment, so we're just waiting for them to hop in here, and we're gonna get right going here. Again, guys, for those of you German viewers, those of you who speak German, we do have this being simulcasted in German today. Twitch.tv/Gianji. Those are all J's for this simulcasted German. Thanks to Steppenwolf for showing up today and simulcasting with us. There we go. Golgotobus has reconnected. And yeah, we are just about ready to go.
Another thing I got to mention is, of course, it is Kylo, and both Mesmers do have their portal entries ready to go. So who can use their portals better? We'll see.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see.
It's huge.
And
it's a big impact.
Just to throw out, the nationality of the team, Team Smooth is an international team. They have members representing from both regions of the world. LGS is representing European. They have members, I believe, coming from France and Italy is their two countries where they hail from. So there's that going there, and we're just about ready to go here. So are you ready, Zale?
Oh, man. I'm so pumped for this.
All right, let's get this going, guys. This will be the first, and again, this is a best of 5 on the rotation. We did have a little bit of a bug on the server, and we have this pregame lag. I don't know why this happens so often, but it does happen nonetheless. This will be a best of 5, and yeah, so here we go. Let's take a look at the splits where they're going here.
Blue team's going to be faster to their points. They're the only ones that really have swiftness as a whole.
It does look like that way. Choosing to not have an Ellie is really going to hurt their pregame buffs here. We are going to see Red Team focus on middle point, though, so let's take a look. Actually, Freya Kai, the thief for Red Team, is going to get there first. Let's see how his build is. A little more defensiveness. Oh, unfortunately, Golgotobus knocks him down there, so Freya will be jumping into stealth. Oh, and Treb shots immediately coming over from the blue team here is really going to hurt. So we are seeing Frey is going to back out here, and Frey, two members, actually, of Team Smooth are going to move over here to take down, to try and take on skill abuse over here at the Treb, so it's going to be interesting. Let's see how this play goes out here. See if skill abuse. Interesting choice by skill abuse, actually. Can you say that, choosing to defend this?
Yeah, and meanwhile, because they're allocating that many people midpoint over on Clock Tower, is blue heavy for sure, and there's only 2 more red people down. Looks like this Rallad's about to go down too. Just outnumbered. There's no way they can take that. So if they can get the Treb, it might be a good trade, but we'll see.
I definitely would not agree with sending 2 people to the Treb there. Well, they are pretty much guaranteed to get it down. They unfortunately are going to lose mid here just as they cap it now. So good job the blue team there. Sort of allocating the distraction there. They will get middle point and gain the initial advantage here. Blue team up right now by about 10 points.
Yep, and they only leave one person to finally finish off that Treb, and then they went back to middle, but it's probably too little too late. Yeah, they're cleaning up one person here. Sonic Screwdriver is completely broken. Going to have to repair that, and one left red on Frey is going to be able to probably he's just going to have to get out of here because now there's 4 people allocated here. Yeah. Will they be able to take another point in the meantime because there's so much blue here? I don't know.
They are sort of piling in right now. Not the best choice in my opinion. Rallied Flower Corps just had a nice move there. He moved in there with that knockback and managed to get Frey Kai up. Excellent job there. He's going to keep his team in the fight. But however, back to what I was saying, probably not the best choice in my opinion to allocate most of your resources to middle. They're really not grouped up, and blue team does have a strong hold here. So again, maybe not the best choice. Maybe you want to have a distraction, go over here to match or something, which I believe they are doing now, and sort of use that to double up and move to middle then. But
Yeah, surprisingly, blue team did lose this point. It should have been theirs in their favor and should have been capped completely, but maybe it wasn't capped all the way, and it was just easily contestable because now it's gray, and that's a good move for red because now they're not completely behind, especially with that Treb kill.
But they are going to reclaim mansion. However, the moves over here for Prey, kind of other members of the red team, were unfortunately negated by blue team moving in here. So red team, and not the best choice moving off point. Skill Abuse is not going to take advantage of this and stop from on the point. However, they will reclaim this point regardless.
Yeah, 3v2 at Clock Tower. Red's going to try to take it. Finally, with that Treb down, they have the advantage for 100% because as long as they were to use this Treb, that'd be one strategy of really taking down Clock Tower.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're up.
Now, Quarkx, interesting choice here, choosing to fight on point. Usually with the weapon set itself, with this choice of Necromancers, you definitely see them fighting more from the windows over here, not really choosing to stay in the bulk of the fight. So an interesting choice, having him to move into the bulk of the fight. He does need to be there because he doesn't really have a way to throw on his marks from a distance. But now that they are used, if I were him, I would definitely be getting outside to the windows here. And unfortunately, he's paying the price for that now, as Goldibus has knocked him out of this fight.
Yeah, blue took mansion again, and now there seems like they're everywhere at once. I don't know if it's the portals, but here comes some tread shots though from red team, so that's definitely going to help a lot. And they were definitely outnumbered there for a second, but now red completely conquered Clock Tower. We do see, in my
opinion, however, we are seeing superior team play coming from the red team. Possibly not the best coordination and communication. In terms of just all over the map. However, in these team fights themselves, it definitely seems like red team has the advantage here. They're definitely getting a lot more reses off and a lot more stomps off than blue team, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see. Goldibus actually just managed to get up there, so we're going to see if he manages to take down Twisted Images. Twisted Images is on the run, so more than likely he is going to get to a safe distance here. And Goldibus will unfortunately have wasted that vengeance in the process of trying to hold that point.
And in response, blue team's trying to take down red team's Treb. It's going down really quickly, too. They haven't gotten any kills over here on this Treb, but the low HP on this Treb he's about 1/4 right now, so as long as they can secure that kill. But although they're running away, red team has really defended it, and although it's low HP, it's still up and usable.
And yeah, and blue, and again, with red team here, choosing to defend with 2 people instead of just have that one-on-one like we normally see. Very interesting choices from some very new teams here. It's pretty interesting to see this sort of, I would almost say, new meta that we're seeing going on here.
Honestly, though, that Treb kill and then they used it has secured Clock Tower. So they've really pulled off because they've defended theirs. They've used the Treb to attack Clock Tower multiple times, and that's exactly why they've conquered it now. And it's 2v1 on the capture points.
Just, however, to both teams' credit, though, we are getting complaints of lag on these servers. I would like all of our spectators here to know that now that there is lag coming off of both teams' sides, so that will be affecting their performances slightly. The Goldibus will be moving on the red team, but however, Freya Kai is going to negate this pretty quickly here. It looks, however, like a Goldibus is going to try to finish this off at the end here. Let's take a look right here, see what's going on.
That's a broken Treb.
That Treb is out, unfortunately. Both Trebs are now out for both teams, and we still have a fight going on middle.
Yep. Not too late, too, because blue can't handle a Treb right now. They're already having a difficult fight with Clock Tower. Still 4v2. I don't understand the uptime on blue's resources are allocated somewhere else or here. It looks like there's one standing still on Windmill. It is being captured. Oh, I see. He's niching it. Okay, gotcha. So that's why there was little at Clock Towers, because they were taking that point. A good trade, I'd say.
So again, both teams really have their ups and downs right now. It seems blue team definitely has the superiority when it comes to control over the map itself. However, when we get to these team fights, once the Treb has been factored out of the equation, it definitely seems like Team Smooth is having the significant advantage in terms of the fights here. So it's very interesting to see how this is playing out now. Blue team is ahead right now by about 50 points, LGS, and Team Smooth, however, is trailing behind. They still have a pretty good chance to come back. They're only down by about 50 points, and there is 1 point to each team right now. Quark is in the process of trying to decap. However, Goldibus and Shadow Stars are doing a pretty nice job of taking him down. Quark probably not the best choice to send back. There's Solo to being a Necromancer, and he will be going down here.
I mentioned they couldn't keep that point. Blue team wanted that point for a while, but red team's closest, so that's why it went back in their favor. Although they are now, blue team is going to attack that home point for red once again, try to take it because the Treb is going down. Although they don't really need the Treb right now, so it's not a big detriment for blue team. I'd still say blue team's coming out of this ahead, which is really great to see because it has gone back and forth this whole fight.
Yeah, and we are going to see Grouchaton as we were seeing before. His build was a little bit unorthodox for most of these heavy defense guardians that we see, so he is going to be hanging out on back point, not really over on middle point. Alakashi's sort of supporting him right now. Let's open up the map. There's not really a lot of engagement going on right now. Over here on Windmill, we do have a bit of a skirmish going between Quark and Shadowstar, so let's take a look at how that's going. Let's take a look at Shadowstars, actually. We haven't really looked at him this match. We do have Sonic Screwdriver coming in to support, so we are going to have a 2v2. If I were Quark right now, I would definitely be getting off that point, because again, he's going to have the issue of trying to survive this AoE now, as the Necro is generally a much squishier class.
The Elemental Elite who's over there, just standing next to the side, shooting from it's like a really good place to for that summon to be.
It's doing a lot of damage to Quark too. If we're seeing
absolutely.
Here. It's actually doing a pretty good amount of damage, and an excellent placement of that. So we are going to see Blue Team successfully defend this point here. Let's take a look back over at Mansion. Actually, we did just have Freya Kai Ninja cap that, so nice job on his part. Let's take a look at Alakashi, see where he's going. I believe we do have a fight about to erupt in the middle. I'm actually going to look at Alakashi because I'm very interested to see how successful his build's working for him here.
Alakashi, where is that guy?
Bottom of the blue team.
Oh, there we go.
He's in middle now, so let's see how the bleeds he's able to stack here. Actually, I do apologize for missing some of the action here in middle, but let's see his damage now. Oh no, I can't target Rowlet. Actually, guys, look at Rowlet's bleeds here. This is where it's going to show up now. I actually just saw a 7 stack at about, look at this, 11, 13. He's cleansing. Now, keep in mind, it is a Guardian, so he's able to cleanse him pretty nicely. However, the spike alone, from applying that many bleeds that quickly, it was really enough to counter Rowlet. So nice job, Alakashi, choosing that build. Looks like over here. Meanwhile, over here on the Mansion, the red team is successfully defending. It looks like a Goldibus went in for a rush there. However, it was defended successfully. So red team is. Actually, back over to mid. It's
mid was going to get taken by blue because they were going to win there. But the big point is Windmill is the point where that's 1v1 if you look at the other points. But Windmill is being taken by a big fight here. And Twisted Images was about to go down due to, let's see, Shadow Stars. Yeah, that's that Elementalist that we were looking at before with the good damage, actually, that dagger. So
this 3-on-3 is going to be reduced pretty quickly. Twisted Images did manage to get himself out. We are going to have to see if red team Sonic Screwdriver is going to throw out his Elixir R, and it looks as though, no, with a knockback, they're going to knock him out. Nice job there by Grouchaton. They're going to knock him out and keep blue team in this fight here, and they're going to gain the advantages. I believe they do have 4 people here now. Blue team does have the advantage, and they're up. They're just about 50 points away from winning. However, over here on mid, they left it seems, open for a little bit there. Alakashi, unfortunately, not being the best choice to leave on that point, so Rowlet was pretty easily able to gain control, and Alakashi, not the best choice choosing to fight off point here. He's going to recapture pretty quickly, just like that. He'll get it, and now red team will have their chance to come back. They're going to have to get a lot of kills here, possibly even a 3 cap at this point now. Red team is at 400 points. Blue team, LGS, is closing in on victory. We're just 30 points away. Red team needs to hold these points if they want to win. Blue team's coming in quickly, however, to defend.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for red team because, let's see, Skill Abuse did put a portal back at that home point. So as long as they secure that 1 point, then they're going to win, and they have a portal there. So as long as he stays alive as the Mesmer to put that portal down, then it should be fine.
It is being contested right now. So
good point.
Like I said, they may. And again, I'm not good at these calculations, but I think that actually, red team lost a point, or blue team lost a point there. So.
Exactly, got a Guardian who's bunkering. He's in the right spot.
Yeah.
Really, I respect that he was in the right spot, and there is a portal down, so blue team it is.
It looks like it's going to be that way. We do have blue team getting that 2 cap to secure victory. Nice job, the Shadow Stars, with that final back cap there. They're going to secure victory, and Team LGS will take the first round.
Yeah, I was really impressed with both teams' gameplay. Yeah. I really was. It was back and forth. The score is pretty even, and their movement was like they're really thinking about not only where they were at the moment, but where they were going to needed to be in 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. But of course, blue team, they had the right people in the right places, and really, really good. Although red team did take down the blue team's Trev originally, so you can see that different strategies are coming out.
Yeah, definitely different strategies. Definitely pretty even teams here, so we're going to see how it plays out as we move on now to the Forest of Niflhel. This will be the second. Keep in mind, guys, this is a best of 3 that will be going on here, so the first team to hit 3 win matches will be our victor in today's show match. And just to remind you guys, red team over here is Team Smooth, blue team, Team LGS of Garde Sombre. Team Smooth does have a website if you guys want to check that out. That is going to be teamsmooth.shivtr, SHIVTR.com. If you want to check them out, go right ahead. And yeah.
Well, a good way to start the match. How you doing? How you feeling, Blue?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm wondering how these teams are feeling though. How do you think the strategies are going to play